Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today, I will be looking at the cut content from Angry Birds Seasons, the sequel to the original Angry Birds. I will also be looking at Angry Birds Space cut content because Angry Birds Seasons barely has anything. And if I just covered Angry Birds Seasons this video would be like less than 6 minutes. So, like I said in the last video, I'll be looking at the classic games from the years 2009 to 2014. And this series will include the spin-offs of Angry Birds. I'll also want to make this series one entire video, but I don't know how long it will be. Anyways, let's get started with some unused graphics. The first unused graphic is for Prototype Bubbles, which looks completely different than of his final appearance. The Prototype Bubbles has green dots and a yellow belly. I personally think that the final Bubbles looks a lot better than the Prototype Bubbles, so that's just my opinion. There is also an episode that is named Prototyping Episode, which is likely used to test levels before release, but also has the same graphic as the Mighty Eagle test levels from the last episode, so I think that they just reused the graphic and put a different name on it. Poached Eggs, Mighty Hoax, Danger Above, The Big Setup are all leftover text from Angry Birds, the original Angry Birds, and they were the first 4 levels. So, Enable Vibration, Vibra On, Vibra Off, Vibra, leftover text from the iOS and Android versions, Angry Birds Seasons HD Free, Angry Birds Seasons HD, Angry Birds Seasons Free are all leftover from the iOS versions, and there's some text that says edit, which may have been remnants of an internal level editor. There's also one unused bird known as Bomb Bomb, which is kind of a mix of blues and bomb. It's like the blues because it splits into 3, but it's like bomb because it blows up. The only unused sound is the Willem scream, but with an echo. Version 1.5.1 has an unknown release of PC version on Nokia, and the node image is cropped. In version 2.0.0, the coming soon sign was removed when the full version came out. In version 2.1.0, improved sound and quality. In this game, I'll be going over all the debugging functions because there isn't much video. Cheat FTE. Cheat's first time experience. FTE obviously means first time experience. Facebook login details shows whether you logged into Facebook or not. And if you are, it says your first full name and the first letter of your last name in the top right corner. There are also a lot of empty buttons, so starting with the power-up shop, the first empty button gives the user the purchase without actual payment. This appears with Special Officers, Shockwave plus Telebird page, power-up page in the corner, and Mighty Eagle page in the middle. Downgrade allows the user to downgrade Shockwave or Telebird by 1 level. Hats, empty button, gives the user all hats for each bird for a collection for a session, and can toggle back to legal ownerships by current save data. Empty buttons grants the users the challenge to be successful without any proper actions. Empty buttons grants the user the episode challenge to be successful without any proper actions. Empty button 1 grants the user 5,000 points. And empty button 2 grants the user the opportunity to get the sling scope by for 10 minutes by watching an ad. Pop-up will appear for activating the slingshot for 10 minutes for watching an ad. And an ad is watched. And clicking activate displays the message going by. No videos available. Since it's a cheap build though, it will enable the slim scope for anyways. If there are no ads present, however, that's what would happen. Otherwise, it forces an ad to be watched for one. Instant win, touching the bottom left corner, even if the power-up icon is over top, multiple times will instantly beat the level with the exact score for a 3-star score. Elsewhere, ad simulation, it just simulates watching an ad, so you still get the exact same reward, but you don't have to watch an ad. All levels unlocked with no golden eggs unlocks all levels on boot, every boot for a session, not a save. And call debug console calls the debug console as long as the game is responding. Now I'm gonna let past me, because I did this in the last video. I'm gonna let past me read the next part of the debug menu because I don't want to read it again. So C will simulate a 3-star completion and a set score. Page up goes to the previous level, while page down goes to the next level and ignores the level lock restrictions. Control-Alt number will change the language, but using any language besides English or Japanese will crash the game. Backspace Q, W, E, R, T, Y, and U. Any of those will crash the game because it attempts to call the power-ups that aren't on the PC version. S toggles the sound off and on and off. Control F5 attempts to make a Lua file that contains the layout of the screen but crashes because there's no folder named layouts in the game's directory. But if you make a folder named layouts, then it works fine. Shift F12, toggle mouse cursor visibility. Shift C, this enables IAPS, but that doesn't work. Shift Z attempts to make a power-up bundle, but because there are no power-ups, it crashes. Shift X, this also crashes due to the game, due to it being a power-up slot machine. F toggles the visibility of FPS and memory display. Alright, because Angry Birds Speed Season barely has any unused content, I am also going to cover Angry Birds Space for the rest of the video. I want the video to be longer than 6 minutes or 7 or whatever, so that's why. Unlike Angry Birds Seasons, there's actually a couple of unused pieces of music, including Boss Test. Space level music. Space Stars 3. Now, Stars 3 is there because in the final game, instead of it being for every individual star, it's just one star. So. Angry Birds Space has a lot of unused sounds, so let's just begin. First off is Ambience 1 and Ambient 2. Next is World 1 Ambient. There are 4 sounds that have been related to a bird only known as black hole bird. There's also a bird 6 flying, which is a combination of Hal from the original Angry Birds and 2 bird idle sounds. This might have been used for Hal, who never appeared in the game. There are also some sounds which are left over from the original Angry Birds, which most likely uses placeholders. There's a ball bounce, a balloon popping, and TNT exploding. There are also unused sounds for the birds, including one that never appeared in game. All these birds have sounds for being selected and being launched. First off is sounds for red. The blues are up next and also have sounds for colliding with objects. Chuck is next and also has sounds for colliding with objects, but is the only bird to have unused sounds for using their ability. There are sounds for bomb, including colliding with objects. And Terrence does not have any sounds colliding with objects, so. It's just a regular 2. There are 2 birds that never appear in this game, but still have leftover sound effects. Those being Matilda and Hal. Both are never seen once. Here's Matilda. And here's Hal. In the Pig Dipper level, there are 2 pigs and 1 anchor that is hidden off-screen. The first unused bird is Black Hole Bird, which would have been strong against wood and would have sucked up pigs and blocks in a small radius for a short amount of time. This had unused sounds that we already covered in the unused sound sections. The idea of it may have been reused in a later update as the Space Egg. In the same version as Black Hole Bird, there's also data for a homing bird, which might have been an early version of Laser Bird, as when you tap the screen it acts like Laser Bird and also strong against wood like Laser Bird, so. And there's an unused graphic for a Galaxy Note on original level. This game also has unused text, but instead of the first 4 Angry Birds levels, there's 7. So Poached Eggs, Mighty Hoax, Danger Above, The Big Setup, Ham High, Mine and Dine, and Bird Day Party. And then the rest from the leftovers are unlock the full version for countless new levels and ads removed. The survival of the Angry Birds is at stake. Dish out revenge on the green pigs who stole the birds' eggs. Use the unique destructive powers of the Angry Birds to lay waste on the pigs' fortified castles. Angry Birds features hours of gameplay, challenging physics-based demolition, and lots of replay value. Each of the 105 levels require logic, skill, and brute force to crush the enemy. That was leftovers from Angry Birds. There's also a Nemo version of Angry Birds that has leftovers. Get it here! You already have the latest version. New update available. If you like, please rate it. Thanks. Right now. Remind me later. No thanks. Angry Space HD. That was from the leftovers from the iOS version. Next is some leftovers from the Android version. Visit Samsung Galaxy Note site. Special launch offer. Danger Zone levels now free on Samsung devices. Do you want to learn about Conversation of the Ocean and Ocean Elders? Do you want to learn more about Slash's new album, which might be a placeholder? Placeholder, message, box, text, and edit. There's an edit, text, like again. And then finally we have some more debug functions, so there's debug keys. Pressing 7 will zoom out the camera heavily, and red, and it will have some lines which define the camera view. Red, full camera view. White, current camera view. Yellow, length for the full camera distance. Green and pink is I don't know what they do. F toggles visibility of the FPS display. And 8 draws hitboxes of objects not interacted yet. This excludes birds, though. The FPS display is shown on boot up. Pop-up messages are shown in game when the game creates save files, and the credits screen shows the SVN revision number. There's also developer cheats. Most cheat keys and assets are removed from the majority of releases. However, the Windows 8 version has a small number of them. With cheats enabled set to true, these are usable. C completes the level with a 3-star score. The quadruple click on the bottom left corner also works. 4 triggers a daily reward. Page down advances a level. Page up goes back a level. And G fails the level. A small cheat menu is visible on its main menu, very similar to the Angry Birds Star Wars menu, which we will be covering in a later video. All levels are unlocked with no stars. In-game, if the game is not set to release build, it will show a cog in the top middle. Touching it will show a menu with debugging functions. Reset resets the cooldown timer. Remove all power-ups, removes all power-ups from a save. Special offer every time. Always get a free power-up when you have 0. Restart gap. How many restart it takes to suggest using a power-up. And a default timer cooldown time. And that's it. So, if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.